I'm Daniela De Marco, Marketing Specialist here at EFC, and I'm here virtually with a special guest from ETIM North America. ETIM North America is a nonprofit regional organization whose mission is to facilitate the development, maintenance, promotion, and adoption of the ETIM classification standard, including promoting best practices around the data and a standardized way to exchange it, meeting the needs of the North American manufacturers, distributors, and end users. This month marks the 1-year anniversary relaunch, and I'm here today with Mary Shaw, Executive Director of ETIM NA. Welcome, Mary.
Hello, Daniela. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you, Mary. It's a pleasure to have you here today. In honor of ETIM NA's relaunch in North America, I think members would really be interested to learn more about you and how you came to lead the way for data standardization.
Thank you. I'm humbled and flattered to share my career journey and passion for data and e-commerce standards to benefit the North American manufacturers, distributors, and reps. Where should we begin?
I'm glad you asked. Let's start with where you're from and what was the first position that you had that led to this path of data standardization?
Well, first off, I'm originally from and currently in the Ottawa area, but I began my electrical industry career in 1985 after I moved to Toronto and took a job as a data entry clerk with Electrosonic, a large electrical electronics distributor in Markham. I was responsible for inputting product pricing, referred to as the gold book in the old days, for one of their suppliers, Panduit. Then a position opened up with Panduit, which eventually led me to becoming their network administrator, where I was introduced to something new called EDI, which I quickly learned requires e-commerce data standards to work successfully, and thus my passion was born.
Oh, very impressive. Passion for data governance makes you a very valuable agent of change. In this role as network administrator, taking on this new concept, did it offer opportunities to get involved at a higher level?
Yes, in my role as network administrator working with EDI, I had the opportunity to join EFC's newly launched e-commerce committee in the early 90s to represent Panduit, amongst numerous other committees such as NEMA's Ecom Division Committee, who were developing the EDI Pro standards and guidelines for the GS1 product identification standards, the UPCs and barcodes. For within our industry. It was within this EDI committee that a need for a central database was identified and a concept developed for the IDW, the Industry Data Warehouse. That launched in 1998. We were excited about this because it was a data synchronization platform between manufacturers and distributors designed around the standards we had developed.
Very cool. This seems like this is where it all started. So very interesting. So in this role in these various committees, did you have the opportunity to take the lead on any of these new system initiatives?
Yes, after the launch of the IDW and the formation of IDEA by NEMA and NAD to manage it and subsequent the IDX for the exchange of that data, I took over as vice chair and then chair of the NEMA Ecom Division Committee until 2001, when the committee was moved under IDEA and the Industry Standards Committee was formed.
Very interesting. Just thinking of IDEA and from your bio, you actually eventually joined the IDEA team as the next chapter in your career. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
From January 2003 to December 2019, I was part of the IDEA team. There, I managed the Industry Standards Committee, or as we call it, the ISC, and continued in that role until the opportunity presented itself to launch the standalone nonprofit organization. And in February 2020, ETIM North America was reborn.
Amazing. Thanks, Mary. So then how did your involvement at ETIM actually come to be?
Well, through my involvement with EFC, I met a gentleman from JESCAN, or Sonopar now, Chris McVitie, who learned of my passion for global standards, and in 2011 introduced me to a couple of gentlemen from Sonopar, Germany, who were active in ETIM International, the standards organization who developed the ETIM Technical Information Model, an international classification standard for technical products. I soon discovered that this model would be the digitalization solution the North American wholesale market needed. A codified, logical structure with predetermined features and values for uniformly sharing product descriptor information. For far too long, distributors and the downstream channel were lacking consistent, normalized, attributed product data content for their web store. Every supplier was doing it their own way, forcing the distributors to do their own manipulating of the data across numerous supplier brands, thus causing further inconsistency down to the contractors and end users who are getting data from multiple distributors and other sources.
Wow, I definitely see the need for this. I know I like to make my own naming convention for basic things like file folders, and it can be the opposite for a colleague, which puts us into this inefficient searching situation. So I don't want to imagine what that means for the supply chain.
Yes, exactly.
So then, when did the opportunity to become the executive director of ETIM NA actually occur?
Well, I truly believed the ETIM model was the solution we needed when I introduced it to the industry through IDEA in 2015. But unfortunately, it didn't get the sufficient industry support, or maybe it was just too early to adopt. However, I continued to participate in ETIM International's General Assembly and Standardization Committee as the North American representative, and was eventually elected to their board of directors in 2018 and became the board vice chair in 2019. My passion to support the global data and e-commerce standards and the benefits they can bring to our North American market have not wavered. So following my departure from IDEA after 16 years, I'm thankful to have been introduced to someone who also sees the value that ETIM can provide our industry and who is willing to be the founder and chairman of ETIM North America, Matt Christensen, who is also the president of DDS. Through the support of Matt as chairman and David Gordon, the principal of Channel Marketing Group, as vice chairman, we were able to establish and launch ETIM North America as a standalone nonprofit standards organization for which I am the executive director. We will be celebrating our 1-year anniversary on February 17th, 2021, with 20 member companies in our first year.
Wonderful. And thank you for your passion around data standardization. Congratulations to you and the ETIM North American team.
Thank you. In this new adventure with ETIM North America, I'm now able to continue my passion for global e-commerce and data standards, ensuring they are developed to support the needs of our industry in Canada, the US, and Mexico, and to drive adoption of the ETIM classification model for the benefit of the industry and the technical products within it. Although I may have been absent from the industry for a short while, and the global pandemic currently has us constrained, I want to assure the Canadian industry and the American industry that I'm still here and still supporting their needs, just with a different hat, but still the same heart.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Mary. So now, how do you see EFC members playing a role?
I recommend getting involved in the development of data standards. Become a member of ETIM North America. The vision for ETIM North America's relaunch is to make it easier for the North American industry to find and select the right products by supporting a standardized global classification model. Manufacturers, distributors, manufacturers reps can really make a difference for the future of our supply chain that will benefit all channel partners throughout the industry ecosystem. The sooner we are speaking the same data language, the stronger and more united we'll be in serving end user needs in an efficient and valuable way.
Well said. Thank you very much for your time today. EFC members involved in operations, value streams, supply chain, decision makers, and the like. You heard it from Mary. Reach out to her and discover how you can get your company involved in taking a lead in managing the quality of our data standards in the industry. To learn more about ETIM North America, please visit etim-na.org. To learn more about EFC's supply chain initiatives, I encourage you to join the network led by Swati Vora Patel from EFC and chaired by Rob Nadler at Stanpro. Thank you, Mary, for sharing your story, and congratulations again. Lastly, thank you to our EFC member listeners.